The global secondhand market is growing rapidly, making it easier than ever to buy and sell quality pieces and keep clothes in circulation longer. Psychologically, the investment mindset changes your relationship with shopping. Instead of chasing the next trend or dopamine hit from a new purchase, you learn to appreciate the craftsmanship and longevity of what you own. Studies suggest that people who focus on quality over quantity feel more content with their wardrobes and experience less pressure to keep up with changing styles. For Gen Z, this is especially important. While many say they care about sustainability, data shows a large portion still shop fast fashion weekly. Shifting to an investment mindset can help break that cycle. This approach pays off for families, too. Parents who buy sturdy boots or jackets that last through multiple kids save money and reduce waste. The same principle works for adult wardrobes. Choosing durable pieces means fewer replacements and less money spent over time. The environmental impact is significant. Every time you keep a quality garment in use longer, you avoid contributing to the 92 million tons of textile waste generated each year. Fewer replacements mean less demand for new production, which helps lower your carbon footprint and conserve resources. Tailoring and proper care extend these benefits. Investing a little in alterations or learning basic maintenance, like using a fabric shaver or storing pieces properly, can double the lifespan of your clothes. Fast fashion rarely responds to care, but quality items get better with time and attention. The real challenge is ignoring the constant push to buy more. Fast fashion brands rely on trend manipulation, like scarcity labels and flash sales, to keep you shopping. But if you focus on what you truly need and what lasts, you'll spend less, waste less, and feel more confident in your choices. When you start thinking about clothing as an investment, you're not just saving money, you're building a wardrobe that works for you year after year. The benefits add up, and the savings are real. But how much of a difference does it actually make? To find out, let's break down the real financial impact of fast fashion compared to sustainable choices. The financial breakdown. Let's get into the numbers that shape your closet and your bank account. The fast fashion model is built on the idea that you'll buy more, pay less per item, and replace clothes often. But when you look at how long these garments actually last, the math tells a different story. Most fast fashion pieces are worn just 10 to 12 times before they're tossed or forgotten. That $10 shirt? It might seem like a deal, but if you only wear it 10 times, you're paying $1 per wear, and then you're back in the store for another. Now compare that with a quality item. A $100 sweater that lasts for 100 wears costs you the same $1 per wear, but it looks better, feels better, and doesn't need constant replacing. Over time, investing in well-made clothes means fewer purchases, less waste, and more value for your money. The industry's push for overproduction means millions of garments end up in landfills every year, with 92 million tons of textile waste piling up annually. That's money spent on clothes that don't last, and resources wasted on items that never get their full use. The environmental costs are woven into every purchase. Fast fashion is responsible for about 10% of global carbon emissions, more than all international flights and shipping combined. It uses 141 billion cubic meters of water every year, and 35% of the microplastics polluting our oceans come from synthetic textiles. Polyester, a favorite for cheap clothing, is made from fossil fuels and emits nearly 3 times more carbon dioxide than cotton during production. These costs don't show up on your receipt, but they come back to you through rising living expenses, health impacts, and environmental cleanup. Let's talk about your yearly budget. The average person now spends around $1,800 a year on clothes, much of it on items that quickly wear out or go out of style. That's $18,000 in a decade, often for a wardrobe that never feels quite right. If you shift to buying fewer, higher quality pieces and prioritize sustainable brands, you might spend $1,000 a year instead. Over 10 years, that's $10,000 for a wardrobe that lasts and holds its value. Consumers are starting to notice. Surveys show people are willing to pay about 10% more for sustainable options, knowing they'll save in the long run. The cost per wear calculation is especially clear with kids' clothes. Fast fashion makes it easy to buy cheap t-shirts and jeans, but they're quickly outgrown or worn out. Parents who buy secondhand or invest in sturdy basics save hundreds each year, as well-made clothes can be handed down or resold. The resale market is growing fast, and quality items actually retain some value, unlike fast fashion, which often becomes worthless after a few wears. Hidden costs add up too. More clothes mean more laundry, more time spent shopping, and more clutter at home. The average fast fashion shopper spends 17 hours a month browsing for new items. That's time you could use for work, family, or anything else. Every hour spent searching for replacements is another reminder of how disposable these purchases really are. Labor costs are another piece of the puzzle. Fast fashion keeps prices low by relying on workers in countries where wages can be as little as $1.58 per hour. These savings for the consumer come at a high human cost, and the bill gets paid through social programs, taxes, and the hidden impact of underpaid labor. Water use and pollution also factor into the total price. Cotton farming and textile production drain resources and pollute waterways, leading to higher utility costs and environmental damage that communities have to address. The industry's use of 1.35% of the world's oil supply for synthetic fiber production is another hidden drain on resources. When you add it all up, cost per wear, environmental impact, labor, and time, the numbers make a strong case for investing in quality over quantity. The fast fashion model thrives on keeping you in a cycle of constant replacement, but the real value comes from buying less and choosing better. Every decision you make at the register shapes what the industry produces next. Your spending isn't just a personal choice. It's a signal that tells brands what matters. The next step is understanding how this influence works and how your choices can drive change. The consumer power. Consumer power is real, and it's reshaping the fashion industry from the ground up. When you make a purchase, you're not just picking a shirt or a pair of jeans. You're sending a clear signal about the kind of world you want to live in. Every choice you make, from the brands you support to the questions you ask, has a ripple effect. The industry watches what you buy, what you skip, and what you demand. That's why ethical consumerism is gaining momentum. People are using their wallets to push for better labor practices, cleaner production, and real transparency. Transparency in fashion didn't happen by accident. It's the result of thousands of shoppers insisting on knowing who made their clothes and how they were treated. The fashion revolution's #WhoMadeMyClothes campaign is a perfect example. When enough people started tagging brands and asking about working conditions, companies were forced to respond. The Fashion Transparency Index now ranks over 250 major brands based on how openly they share supply chain details. This shift didn't come from boardroom decisions. It came from everyday people demanding answers. Brands that once hid their factory lists now publish them because customers expect it. Everlane, for instance, built its reputation around radical transparency, breaking down costs and showing factory conditions. That approach paid off, with other brands scrambling to follow when they saw shoppers rewarding honesty. Loudspring, a company focused on sustainability, implemented supply chain visibility after consumer demand for responsible sourcing became impossible to ignore. The message is simple. When enough people ask, companies change. Materials and production methods have changed because consumers pushed for them. 5 years ago, recycled polyester was rare. Now it's everywhere, and brands compete to offer organic cotton, recycled fibers, and eco-friendly dyes. This isn't because companies suddenly cared more. It's because Patagonia and other leaders proved that shoppers would choose sustainability if given the option. When you pick organic over conventional, you're part of that shift. The secondhand market is another direct result of consumer priorities. ThredUp's recent report shows secondhand fashion is growing 22 times faster than traditional retail. People want affordable, quality clothes without the environmental baggage of new production. As more shoppers choose resale, even luxury brands like Gucci and big retailers like Nordstrom have launched their own pre-owned programs. This move isn't just about style. It's about responding to the clear demand for sustainable choices. Worker safety and fair wages have also improved because of consumer action. After the Rana Plaza tragedy, public outrage led to the Bangladesh Accord, which forced brands to take responsibility for factory conditions. When shoppers ask, "Who made my clothes?" and choose to support brands that pay living wages, companies notice. Some, like Outland Denim, have centered their entire business on ethical production, and others have followed as customers show they'll pay more for fair treatment. Greenwashing doesn't go unchecked anymore. Shoppers are more skeptical and quick to call out misleading claims. The Advertising Standards Authority has banned ads from major brands like H&M when their sustainability messaging didn't match reality. Your willingness to research, share, and question keeps brands honest and pushes them to back up their claims with real data. Social media is a powerful tool for amplifying your voice. Today, 46% of consumers have made purchases through social platforms, more than double the rate from just a few years ago. When you post reviews, share information, or tag brands with tough questions, companies pay attention. These online conversations shape reputations and influence what brands prioritize next. Circular business models are growing because consumers want more than just new stuff. Brands now offer repair services, rental options, and take-back programs to keep clothes in use longer. Uniqlo's in-store repairs and other retailer initiatives are responses to shoppers asking, "Can this be fixed?" instead of "What's new?" This shift is building a more sustainable industry, one practical step at a time. Packaging and even payment models have changed too. When surveys showed that most shoppers care about sustainable packaging, brands started switching to compostable mailers and reducing plastic. Installment payment options for sustainable brands, like those at Reformation, exist because consumers said they'd invest in quality if it was more accessible. The bottom line, the industry responds to what you want. When you demand transparency, ethical labor, sustainable materials, and longer-lasting products, brands adapt. The more people who make these choices, the faster the industry shifts away from fast fashion's wasteful cycle. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight to make a difference. Even small changes like asking questions, choosing secondhand, or supporting brands with real transparency add up. Each decision strengthens the movement toward a fashion industry that values people and the planet. If you're wondering how to put this power to use in your daily life, there are practical steps you can start taking right now. Simple actions can break the fast fashion cycle and help you save money while making a real impact. The action plan. Let's get practical about changing your shopping habits and building a wardrobe that works for you and the planet. The action plan isn't about overhauling your entire life overnight. It's about making small, realistic changes that add up. Start with a closet audit. Studies show that the average person finds $500 to $2,000 worth of unworn clothes during their first real audit. Go through your wardrobe and pull out everything you haven't worn in the last 6 months. Sell the good pieces on apps like Depop or Vint. Turn those unused items into cash you can put toward higher quality staples. Donate the rest to local shelters or clothing drives. Not only does this clear space, but it also puts your clothes back into circulation where they're needed. Use the hanger trick. Turn all your hangers backward and flip them forward only after you wear something. After a few months, you'll see what you actually use and what's just taking up space. Take what's left and curate a capsule wardrobe. Pick versatile, high-quality basics that mix and match easily. This method alone can help you cut replacement spending by 30 to 50% over time. Secondhand shopping is a powerful tool. Platforms like ThredUp, Vint, and local thrift stores make it easy to find quality pieces at a fraction of the original price. Filter by brand, size, or even new with tags to score unworn items. Shopping secondhand extends the life of garments, reduces demand for new production, and supports a circular economy. Charity shops and online resale markets are full of hidden gems. Sometimes you'll find high-end items for a few dollars. This isn't just about saving money. It's about reducing waste and making the most of resources already in circulation. Repair and upcycling are practical skills anyone can learn. Mastering a few basic fixes, like sewing on a button, patching a hole, or hemming pants, can save you hundreds each year in avoided replacements. The UN Alliance recommends mending as a key sustainable practice, and local workshops or online tutorials can help you get started. Upcycling old clothes into new items or repurposing them for household use keeps textiles out of landfills and fosters creativity. Support ethical brands that prioritize sustainability and fair labor. Look for companies that are transparent about their supply chain, use organic or recycled materials, and offer fair wages. The Fashion Transparency Index is a good place to start your research. When you need something new, apply the 30-wear test. If you can see yourself wearing it at least 30 times, it's worth investing in. Prioritize quality over quantity and choose timeless, durable pieces that outlast trends. Laundry habits matter more than you think. Wash clothes in cold water and hang dry when possible to extend their lifespan. These simple adjustments can double the life of your garments and save you money on replacements. For every new item you bring in, try the one-in, one-out rule. Remove something old to keep your wardrobe manageable and intentional. Organize clothing swaps with friends or coworkers. Swapping lets you refresh your wardrobe without spending money or contributing to new production. Anything left over can be donated together, multiplying the benefit. Donating clothes you no longer wear isn't just about decluttering. Giving to shelters or clothing drives helps people in need and keeps usable textiles out of landfills. Every item you donate or sell is one less garment contributing to the 92 million tons of textile waste produced each year. Keep track of your cost per wear. Write the purchase price on the tag and tally each time you wear it. Watching the cost drop with each use makes you more mindful about future buys and helps you resist impulse purchases. Finally, focus on developing your own style instead of chasing every trend. When you know what works for you, it's easier to ignore microtrends and stick to what you love. This shift not only saves money, but also keeps your closet clutter-free. Every step you take, whether it's shopping secondhand, repairing what you own, or supporting ethical brands, moves you closer to a wardrobe that reflects your values and your budget. And as you make these choices, remember, what seems like a bargain at the register can have hidden costs that go far beyond the price tag. When you look at your clothing choices, remember the facts. Fast fashion now emits more carbon dioxide than all international flights and maritime shipping combined, and its impact is projected to rise by 50% by 2030. This isn't just a distant problem. It affects water, air, and the lives of garment workers paid less than a living wage. You can help shift the industry. Prioritize secondhand or quality pieces instead of defaulting to the cheapest option. Donate your unused clothes to shelters or local drives. Learn to repair what you own. Each conscious decision reduces waste, supports fair labor, and slows the cycle of disposable fashion. Your choices matter.